Welcome back to another vlog, Catio edition. As per highly requested from you guys, you want an update on the two Catios I'm currently building for my cats. There hasn't been too much to update you guys on until recently. I would say both are now 50% of the way done. They have the structure, they have the critter fencing, they have the roofing. They just don't have the guts of all like the cat shelving, cat trees, cat play areas, cat toys, cat things inside of the Catios. But firstly, we're gonna check out the first Catio, which is the balcony Catio that is for Esper. So as you can see, we do have the roofing on, the critter fencing. They still need to stain on the outside of the balcony there, but it looks great, honestly. So the stain is gonna be the same stain as this Catio, but it's actually a larger space than I really originally thought it would be. So hopefully, as long as Esper does not get bullied out of that Catio, she's gonna love being able to chirp at the birds, chatter at the birds. It's gonna be great for her. Hopefully, Evie does not bully her out of that spot as well. But it's a nice little outdoor spot, another new vantage point for my cats to enjoy the outdoors while being safe. But yeah, still, so the Catio people did come to me recently, and we worked out like kind of a game plan for all the cat stuff, the shelving and all that stuff. We worked out a game plan, still waiting on blueprints. So this might be the last Catio update for at least a month, maybe. I'm not sure when they're coming back, but we have a game plan, still need blueprints, small changes if needed, and then they're gonna come actually put all the shelving and ramps for the cats to enjoy. But now we're gonna go check out Scraggy's Catio. So coming up on Scraggy's Catio, literally, this is just entirely for him. It's actually crazy, but I love that I went with matte black paint. The roofing, the silver roofing looks fantastic on it. But here is the current progress of Scraggy's Catio. The matte black looks gorgeous. I'm so glad I went with it. The roofing's up, the concrete's done. Now all this needs is a million ramps, a cat tree, some seating for myself and someone else. I'll probably get 2 seats, probably hanging seats from like the roofing. But the area, the square footage of this Catio is absolutely insane to me, just for Scraggy. So yeah, Scraggy's gonna need a friend at some point, but I don't know when that'll be. I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna be one of the feral kittens I'm fostering right now. I have 3 right now. But this space is just, there's so much opportunity for a gorgeous, playful environment for Scraggy, because I definitely know he is missing the outdoors a little bit. But that is the current update. Hope you guys enjoyed. Now for our second portion of the video that was highly requested. Really quick before today's video, giveaway winners have been selected. Check the description and claim your prize. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here as highly requested to showcase some portion of my collection. So sit back, relax, grab your favorite beverage or your preferred method of Mary J and enjoy a showcase of my graded card collection. Cheers! Welcome back. Thank you for joining me. I hope you've been well. Happy Thursday. Happy one day till Friday. So we are here to showcase my pretty much Celebi graded card collection. There is some childhood cards, some sentimental cards, and I hope you guys enjoy the showcase. I've never done a video like this, so I hope you guys enjoy, but we're starting things off with 3 cards from my childhood that have loads of sentimental value to me, and I chose these 3 cards because they meant the most to me as a kid, and I wanted to encapsulate them, just preserve them. I still have my whole binder as a kid as well. I could showcase that as well someday soon. But our first card is the Zapdos, Shadowless Zapdos from base set. Very good. Obviously, it has that prototypical like mold on the back because, you know, I feel like everybody's cards back in the day, especially my age at 36, that got into the hobby when it first came out, they all have that mold. The condition on this card is brutal. A lot of people say that, like, you know, the cards have been in a binder for forever. But we took those cards out of the binder. We put them on the ground. We played with them. We battled each other. Even if we didn't play the TCG correctly, we still used the cards to play and battle each other. Just not properly. But still, we used the cards. We played with the cards a lot. I remember playing with the cards with my best friend all the time. And I remember having 3 of these cards. And I know for a fact I kept this one because it was the first one I had because of the scratch by its tail. I did trade the others 2 for like an Alakazam and a Chansey, a Shadowless base set holos. But this was my first, so I as a kid, I kept it. It's weird. But that is the first card. Zapdos was one of my favorite Pokemon as a kid. Next holo is, obviously, my favorite starter is Bulbasaur. So, of course, one of my favorite holos from base set is the Venusaur. 5EX, not bad, not terrible. Still, we got mold on it again. Still mold. But, yeah, we played with these cards. I remember having a first edition Venusaur from base set. And unfortunately, my childhood dog at the time did get to it. Unfortunate. And there were puncture holes from her teeth in the card. And thankfully, I was able to swindle Kevin Blake in 5th grade because grass is super effective against water. I was able to trade him that Venusaur for my childhood first edition Blastoise from base set. I remember going to the Freehold Raceway Mall as a child. They had a huge Pokemon event. You know, everybody's there to trade, just celebrating the event. It was 1999. And all the older kids wanted this card from me so badly. I'm surprised I actually still held on to it. But I have my first edition Blastoise that I traded and swindled Kevin Blake for. That would not get a 3 today. The frayed edges are insane. The mold is absolutely crazy. But you could tell this card was loved. I used this card. I looked at it. I played with it all the time. I'm just very thankful that my parents never sold my cards, never did anything with my cards. They always had them for me, and then as I got older, I did keep them with me. Even when I moved out, when I was like, I moved into my apartment when I was 22, and I still had them when I moved back. They're always by my side. I'm glad they never sold it because my best friend that I grew up, who got me into Pokemon cards, his parents sold his cards. So I'm just very thankful I still have my childhood with me as an adult. It's a reminder of, you know, where things started. Wish I never got back out of the hobby when I was a kid, but still played the game, still watched the anime growing up, going into high school, college. I remember carrying a Pokewalker from Heart Gold in college. But those are 3 of the sentimental cards that are in my collection, graded wise. Next up, we have, I believe these are just Celebi promos that I got from Scratch Desk, I think Nathan sold these to me, but they're just some Japanese promos that I decided to grade because they were Celebi. 10th movie promo. You could ask me where you actually get these. I have no idea. But we have the Grand Park Celebi. Unfortunately, that got a 9. These are the rest of these are 9s. I believe that's from the Trainer magazine, volume 13. So it's a Japanese magazine that would include promos. I used to have like a whole bunch of these, but I did sell them at some point over the 2025, over the 8 years, almost 9 years. 9 years I've been in the hobby now. That came in a magazine. Then we have a Poke Park Forest. I really should look up where these promos came from because I would love them in a 10. And then we have the Junior Rally. I kind of remember what that's from, but I don't. But another beautiful, beautiful Celebi cards. Beautiful Celebi cards. Next up, we're getting into the English portion. Mostly English portion of my collection. But cheers to the Celebi graded card showcase. Hope you guys enjoy. You guys asked for it, so I hope you guys enjoy. First up, we do have lower value Celebis as well. We have the Vivid Voltage Amazing Rare, and of course a PSA 10. Primarily, all these cards are 10s, except for like the later half of the Celebi Gold Stars. Imagine I had 67 of them in 10. 57 in 10. That'd be insane. But we have Vivid Voltage, Amazing Rare, beautiful card. It's crazy how initially when these first cards got announced, people thought they were going to be somewhat rarer and more valuable. But they never really picked up. They never really took off. I guess just the rarity and the pull rate on these are pretty easy. But always, I have to get every Celebi. So we have this Celebi Amazing Rare in a 10 from Vivid Voltage. Next up, we have the Chilling Reign Full Art Celebi in a 10. Beautiful Celebi. I love this full art. Gorgeous Celebi in a 10. Of course, if we have the Celebi regular V, we of course have the VMAX from Chilling Reign, and of course a PSA 10. We have the beautiful Celebi Rainbow Rare VMAX from Chilling Reign, sported by the Graded Guard, Rainbow exclusive guard. All right. Next up, we do have, personally, my favorite modern Celebi, but this is the Japanese version. This was actually gifted to me, non-graded, raw, from Omar. Shout out to Omar, baby. He gifted me this Celebi because I did hook him up with a Double Crisis Groudon or Kyogre, one of them. But huge shout out to Omar for gifting me this Celebi, and it did come back a 10, so I love that. This artwork is absolutely gorgeous. So we have the Japanese in a 10. Of course, recently with the Chase Stream graded return, we did finally get the English in a Gem Mint 10. This Celebi is absolutely gorgeous. It's up there with the Crystal Celebi. Crystal Celebi, then this Celebi. Crystal, and then the Fusion Strike Alt Art. Gorgeous Celebi cards. Celebis are always, they're gorgeous cards. But Celebi V alternate art from Fusion Strike in a 10. Glad to have one. I have 7 more coming back from PSA soon. Hopefully I add more PSA 10s to the collection. Next up, we're getting into the black and white era. We have the regular Celebi EX from Boundaries Crossed in a PSA 10. Just the reg EX. Always you gotta cover your bases. Gotta have all of them. You can't just have the banger cards. You gotta have all. We have another 10 from Boundaries Crossed as well. Then we have the full art from Boundaries Crossed. Very, very difficult to get in a 10. Actually pretty clean for a 4 cert. Actually decently clean for a 4 cert. 4 certs are like, people complain about 2 certs. 2 certs are kind of questionable in terms of the standard, but 4 certs were like, I think a little rough, like, era of grading for PSA. I don't know. But people like really, really question 4 certs. But we have the Celebi EX full art from Boundaries Cross. Gorgeous full art. The only card I'm truly missing from my collection that I really want is the Unseen Forces Celebi EX in a 10. Graded plenty of them. All 9s. Unfortunately, could not grade any of them in a 10. And for your knowledge, I graded most of these cards. Probably 90% of these, 95% of these cards, I've graded myself. That's why grading cards yourself, I find I hold a little dearer to my heart, especially when it comes to the Pokemon I love and is my favorite Pokemon, which is Celebi. Next up, we do have the 2010 Heart Gold Soul Silver Triumphant Celebi Prime in a 10. Gorgeous, gorgeous card. Primes are going to start getting more love. I guarantee it very soon. Primes are definitely underrated right now. But they were underrated back in the day, and then people tried pumping them. But they're not as rare as you would think. But primes are absolutely gorgeous cards. I love the concept of a prime. It's very unique for the era, and we haven't really seen anything like it since. So we have a Celebi Prime in a 10. We have another Celebi Prime in a 10. Sometimes you just can't have one, okay? You can't have one. You have to have 2 sometimes. Next up, we do have some EXR cards. We have the Hidden Legends Hollow in a 10. Once again, the gorgeous, gorgeous card. Celebi looking gorgeous. 4 cert? Yeah, 4 cert. Not bad. 4 cert solid. Beautiful card. Of course, you know, I have a 2 cert that I did grade myself. I think I bought that second one. No, I forget. I definitely probably grade both of these myself. The only thing I'm missing from that is the reverse hollow in a 10. Plenty of 9s. I think I do have a 9. I didn't include. So these are like some alternate, like some non-10s that I do have. Unlimited Celebi. We have a Coaster Celebi. We have the Japanese Neo 3 Celebi Hollow. And then there's the reverse. That is a 9. Still hoping to get that in a 10 someday. But someday. Some of these cards are getting crazy expensive, and especially that Celebi EX from Unseen Forces. It's over 10 G's. I can't fathom paying that much money. Especially when I purchased these cards raw or graded 2017, 2018, 2019. And let me tell you guys, the cost was drastically lower. I was paying, we'll get into the Celebi Gold Stars, but I was paying a fraction of the price that it is today. But cheers to the Celebi collection, PSA graded showcase. I hope you guys enjoy. But cheers, guys, to a Thirsty Thursday. Cheers to one day till Friday, baby. Next up, we have another Japanese card. We have the Celebi Japanese Neo 3 promo, the Holo from Neo Rev in English. Love the Holo variant of this in Japanese. Wish we got it in English, but it's fine. Beautiful 10. Beautiful Celebi. Next up, we do have the first edition non-holo. I even collect the non-holos. We have the Neo Revelation Celebi first edition non-holo rare. Adorable. Adorable card. And of course, we do have another one. Can't always just have one. You gotta have two. I have two for a lot of cards. We have, next up, the Neo Rev Celebi Holo Unlimited. The one thing I do need is the extra foil. The extra foil holo from Neo Rev. Basically, it got like a double foil. I remember at CollectCon recently in July. It is July. David, it is July! CollectCon a couple weeks ago, Rev and I did open 2 Neo Rev Unlimited packs. I pulled a Crobat holo, and then he pulled a Crobat holo, but that Crobat contained the double foil pattern where the eyes actually glow in the light. David, if you could put that on screen, but the eyes glow in the light. There is a foil error, I guess you could say, variant that I do not have. Maybe one day I'll have it, but I have one unlimited. That's fine. Next up, we do have, of course, the first edition Neo Rev Celebi Holo. Gorgeous card. Let's see how these two certs look. Yeah, it looks like a 10. Definitely looks like a 10. And this one I showcase on the lives all the time. We do have another one, a second. There's nothing to see here, guys. There's nothing. There's nothing to see here with those two certs. I miss two certs. If you guys... I miss fucking two certs. I miss two certs so bad. But again, so centering is a little off. It's a little off. But the rest of the card is flawless. Rest of the card is absolutely flawless. Oh, oh God. I kind of understand where people, vendors, I kind of get it. I kind of understand where vendors pay a little bit more for newer certs because that was a bad example. Next up, in the line, we have the Neo Destiny Shining Unlimited, and of course, a PSA 10. I love this Shining. Gorgeous card. Gorgeous card. Let's see this 2 cert. No, that's fine. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. That's solid. That's solid. Definitely a 10. The grading standard has drastically changed over the last 9 years. It's pretty incredible. Next up, we do have another one. Again, always need 2 of everything sometimes. It always feels better when you have 2. In case you have to let one go, it's always better to have 2. This one looks a lot nicer than... No. I'm going to stand by. It looks nicer than the first. I haven't looked at the backs of these cards. I haven't looked at these cards in detail in so long. But next up, we had the Unlimited. Of course, we do have the first edition Neo Destiny Shining Celebi. Beautiful card. Let's see this 2 cert. It's not bad. It's not bad. But we do have a second. We do have like a hollow shift here. See the hollow shift where it's a little above. It's a little foil shift. A little variant. For you error people out there. This one's nicer. This one's clean. Shinings from Neo Destiny were always clean, in my opinion. I graded a lot in a 10 back in the day. I graded the full set, first edition Shining from Neo Destiny in a 10. The first time I ever bought them. But this one's solid. Beautiful card. And I actually do have a third. I do have a third. Again, another hollow shift there. But another first edition. And oh. That's clean. I have a fourth. My bad. I have 4 of these bad boys. Pretty sure I graded all of those in a 10. Pretty sure I graded all those in a 10. Whether I graded or I'm pretty sure I traded for one of these. The 4 cert, I'm not sure if I graded that in a 10, but I've definitely traded for one of these with a friend of mine. But another gorgeous first edition Celebi Hollow. That one looks clean. That one looks solid. That one get a 10 today. 100%. That one get a 10 today. So not all 2 certs are bad. Not all 2 certs are bad. But now we come to the end of a WotC era. The end of the WotC era. We have the Crystal Celebi. Personally, the best Celebi artwork ever made. We have the Crystal Celebi from Sky Ridge Reverse. I don't believe I pulled this one. I did pull the second from a pack. But we have the Crystal Celebi. Sky Ridge was beautiful QC. Sky Ridge was very easy to get in a 10. The only thing with like reverse holos is the foil on the front. Easily scratched. Easily with imperfections. See, that was just my spit, not the card. But first, Crystal Celebi reverse in a 10. This one I personally pulled. This one holds like a little special. It's a little special in my heart. Just because I personally pulled it. I remember getting a bunch of Sky Ridge packs. And if you guys don't know, Sky Ridge is pretty hard to weigh. So I was weighing packs. I was pulling non-holos. I opened one more and I had this in the pack. And it did have a non-holo. But to hit a reverse crystal in a pack was super cool. And especially it being Celebi. The one bucket list item I do have still is to pull a Celebi Gold Star myself. Because obviously, as you guys know, that is my favorite card. We have the Celebi Crystal in a 10 as well. QC in Sky Ridge e-reader era is flawless. We have the 2 reverses. Of course, we do have the regular Crystal Hollow in a 10. Drop dead gorgeous card. Personally, in my opinion, the best crystal, the best artwork. It's gorgeous. The most gorgeous Celebi artwork ever made. We have the Crystal Celebi in a 10. And of course, as always, as I've stated, we always need 2. We have another Crystal Celebi in a 10 from Sky Ridge. Next up, we don't have a Celebi. We have, I would say, my only trophy card. It is, to me, a trophy card. It technically is considered, I believe, a trophy card. From 1999, the Tropica Mega Battle Tournament. We have the Zapdos phone card. You had to win a certain amount of matches to be able to trade in those points to obtain one of these. So it did have Zapdos, Moltres, and Articuno. But we have the Tropica Mega Battle phone card. It is an actual phone card. It did used to work back in the day. But technically, it is kind of a trophy card. My one trophy card. It is one of my favorite Pokemon. Super cool. I remember like talking about it back in like 2017. I remember saying like I would love to own that card. And in I believe it's 2019, I won this off of Heritage Auctions along with that Arcanine promo uncut sheet. It's kind of crazy to think about. Like I do own this card. And I talked about owning one because I do have the Silver Bottle. If you guys don't know what the Silver Bottle is, it's a Japanese book that showcases all the trophy cards, all the snap cards, all that kind of stuff from the original introduction of Pokemon. a piece of history. It really is a piece of history, and it's really cool to own. I don't think I'll ever sell this card. It is a 9, but there is a decent scratch on it, right down the middle, right there, I think. Right, yeah. It's a 9, but still an absolute beauty of a card. A really, really cool showpiece to my collection. Next up, cheers to the bulk of my collection. The jewel icon of my graded collection. We have the Celebi Gold Star. Cheers to that, guys. We first have my first 10 that I did buy from somebody. It is an old PSA cert. God, look at that thing. This is an original PSA cert. My first Celebi Gold Star in a 10. I was like, I had to buy it. I think I paid like $500 for it. That is from like the vibrations of them sealing the case. You still get that kind of crystallization on the case still today. But that is from like them sealing the case with vibration. But we have my first Celebi Gold Star in a 10. And then we have the one I showcase on the channel all the time during lives. I personally graded this myself. Grading a card in a 10 for yourself is definitely feels like an accomplishment. Has more meaning than buying a 10. I still would love to pull this card, but that thing is flawless. That is a gorgeous card. That would get a 10 today, even though it's a 2 cert. Centering is phenomenal. Centering on the back is phenomenal. Corners, edges are solid. Remember getting that back in a 10. I was so excited. I was a giddy little kid. Then come to the crux of why did I buy so many gold stars? I just remember picking them up. I was like, you know, Celebi's like technically the first legendary. If you're going to disagree with me, mythicals, they weren't called mythicals back in the day. Celebi is the first grass legendary. Grass Pokemon are my favorite. If I show you my binder, the first half of the binder is all grass Pokemon. My favorite trainer is Erica. But to end the graded card showcase, these are all Celebi. These are all gold stars. I own 57 of them. I do have some BGS. Just cuz, why not? I was just buying them. But a 9.5 and 8.5. 2 BGS Celebis, but if you don't believe me, they're all Celebi Gold Stars. Did get shafted a little bit on these Gold Stars when I graded them. I should have graded them back in the day when I actually had them all. But never wanted to risk sending them in. But there is one portion of my graded Celebi Gold Stars that I do want to share with you. That there are unique variants to them. So we do have a regular 9. So we see the regular 9. We see the coloring, right? There is a darker ink variant. As you can tell, that this variant here has a deeper ink to the green, to the red of the Shining Celebi. But then, along with this variant, there's this variant. It's a lighter hue than the original. So there's 2 ink variants that I do have. I wonder if there's any more out there. But it's really cool. Just because I was just buying them and I noticed that there's these variants. Like deeper ink. This is deeper. This is deeper but lighter on the borders. But you can see how like the coloring is different on all 3. Something cool you kind of experience when I guess you're buying so many cards. I was buying these Celebis for $70 a pop. Just cuz. But that is the end of the first official showcase collection here on the channel. I've never actually put all those cards on camera. I hope you enjoyed the video. There will be a giveaway, guys. If you're still watching, I'll be giving them something away. Just make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. But yeah, that is my pride and joy graded card collection, especially my 3 graded cards from my childhood that I'm so thankful to have and I'll cherish forever. Let me know, guys, what you want me to showcase next.